Good move. Okay, how are you guys doing? Good.
And have everybody say hi on my phone. Yeah.
All right.
I'm doing it.
On 3.
1.
3. 1, 2. Oh.
I'm just going to pass your phone around to everyone and have them say hi.
So, how about we all introduce ourselves, name 3 characters you're most proud of, not necessarily known for. Most proud of, and your weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Let's start with you.
Obvious answer. I'm J. Michael Tatum, and I'm 3 characters. Okabe from Steins Gate, Sebastian from Black Butler, and Tanya Ida from My Hero Academia.
We should hang out more.
My weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse would be a makeup kit, because I'll just make myself look like a zombie. Like, well, what do you guys?
My name is Jamie Marchi. Character is Junko from Danganronpa. Jeannie from Panty and Stocking. Yes. And because you got such a good Mount Lady from My Hero Academia. That was fun. And my weapon of choice would be Tyson Reinhardt. He's got lots of guns and weapons.
Hi, my name is Jason Marsden. I am proud of a small black cat that helps extinguish witches around All Hallows Eve. I'm proud of Max. I'm really proud of that laugh. And the 3rd character I'm most proud of is my son Clark. He is a character.
Sweet.
Zombie apocalypse, my weapon of choice would be my son. I'd pull him in front of me like, take this! And I would run screaming.
My name is Jeannie Tirado. I am proud of Android 21 from Dragon Ball Fighter. Layla from Code Geass. And then Akira Yamamoto from Star Blazers. Yeah, and kind of classic choice, but I would love a good sight.
I believe he's on the end.
I just want to swing a Micah around.
Is that a Soul Eater joke?
Yeah!
I get that reference.
That's so uncool.
So, not based on popular vote. Personal favorite.
Yes.
Copy that. Hi, my name is Scott, and oh wait. Wrong meeting.
I mean, it depends.
I got to play Foghorn Leghorn on Baby Looney Tunes. After stepping into the big 2-toed claws of the person whom I have basically built my entire career on, walking in the shadow of, which is not blank. I was Hermie the Elf in the island of Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. Hermie the Elf and Yukon Cornelius. These are shows that I grew up on, and I got to do that and step into that world, which is pretty freaking awesome. Then we could, the Piccolo, Duo Maxwell, all that stuff. You don't know that! And you're right, you know my weapon of choice. I developed it in my top secret basic laboratory. It is the 12-gauge crowbar.
Well, nice to meet you. Hi.
My name is Ayu. I guess you're the most proud of Nakamura from Assassination Classroom. Victorique from Gothic. And Hat Kid from Hat in Time. And my weapon of choice would be some pretty good jokes and a lot of bad ones. I believe we just do the front of the line.
Oh, hi. My name is Micah, and I will be your host for this evening.
But I'm pretty sure you have 3 characters that you're most proud of.
Oh, yes. Kakeru in orange, Yukine and Origami and Nikolai and the Empire, of course. Just for you. Weapon of choice, my tears.
Are they special? Do they burn things? What happens?
They're very salty.
They just flavor the brain.
So like a zombie eats you and you're crying.
Well, I mean, if
like,
they're
I need a drink.
open flesh wounds and everything salted, it hurts, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I've never met a zombie. I don't know.
There's no scientific proof. It's just speculation.
How do you know you've not met a zombie?
I wasn't prepared for this. That's a deep
From
question.
my zombie identifying skills that I have.
Oh, you have them?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you get them?
Jesus.
Why would Jesus seem on the estate?
The ultimate zombie told me. Okay, sorry. What's our deal?
What are we doing?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Fearless leader, what are we doing?
Yes. I can start off by
Do you have notes?
I do have notes. I've been studying all of you for the past 3 days. And I've collected these notes. Allow me to ask you some questions that are voice acting
Ish.
more like unrelated. More like unrelated. Some questions. You're a brand new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be, and what would you be called?
Oh, I'm bringing back Burnt Sienna.
Birds?
I know what you're talking about. Say you? Go ahead.
No, please, ask you. I need one more.
No, you made notes to make our lives easier, but now I have to be witty at
Oh, you don't?
No.
You may know
No.
it's
Obligated.
easier.
You don't have to. You
It
can
doesn't
say
have to be
Burnt
witty.
Sienna, because I'm serious. I
It's
don't
got
think you
ears.
should have taken my
No.
color away. I like that color. I'm wearing it.
About Burnt Sienna.
They took it out of the color. Why? Exactly. Now you understand.
Start a petition, change.org.
They're not telling us the
Kickstart
truth.
it.
Start bringing back Burnt Sienna.
I'm going to be this color because I just learned it existed a week ago on an airplane. Apparently the uniforms at Delta, like they're a very specific color and they're called Passport Plum. I just like saying Passport Plum, and I'm like,
That's the plum in the library with the knife.
I thought you said you were gonna have bad jokes.
Wait. I automatically think of food, and so when you said color, I was like, red velvet.
So what color would that be?
Chocolate cake colored with red food dye.
Someone still bitter from yesterday.
Red velvet is its own flavor. It's not just chocolate cake with red food.
No.
I do want to interject here for a moment. I would like to interject here for a moment. There's a voice actor that we all know who shall remain nameless, who was like, I don't like red velvet because it's fake. And I'm like, would you prefer it made with real velvet? What does that mean? Like, that's not a thing you can do and eat. At least I can't.
Maybe they're not human.
you know?
Wet
Actors
bread,
not real people.
tea, a brick. The most controversial crayon color of our time, and certainly probably of all time, I don't think this even exists anymore. There used to be flesh color. We're not talking the cool zombie version of like, human flesh.
It's a marker color.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes, homemade markers. Yeah. I thought it was pretty.
Got it right.
I would go with that because now it basically is a universal, broad, sweep thing that encompasses the entire planet and becomes and behooves the oneness of us all. I completely faked that one.
You want to be like the Vin Diesel of colors.
You have broken the skull. Will you marry me? That was the best thing I've ever heard.
We know what the color scheme of the ceremony is going to be.
Let's see that. This goal.
What? Oh, hey, you know what, like that white crayon in the box that you use it doesn't do anything? It's me!
Colored paper. See, here's the problem. It's just like me in a session, because you're surrounded by talented voiceover actors. All you want to do is just sit back and watch, and I can't think of anything. What's your question again? What color would I be as a voice actor? Like or just me? As a human being?
You are more than a voice.
You are more than a voice actor.
You are also
Also a crayon.
You're a wax figure.
I'd be that like the crayon that you get at like a hipster store where they take like a bunch of colors and put them into one stick, and you get them all.
So it's like
depending on what
but
you're
not like
drawing.
mixed together, but just like.
Yeah, and you have to angle it a certain way, and it's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying because you're hoping that, oh, I'm going to draw purple, but oh no, it looks like Technicolor on that side.
My answer.
We don't need
You
marbles.
can have my answer.
I was that color before, it was cool.
All right. I feel confident about this.
Good warm up. Good warm up.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So outside of your work as an actor, what's the weirdest job that you've had to do? Because clearly, at some point in time, I'm just assuming, you've had to.
Well, why is the donkey here? Whatever, I'm gonna go with this because they're offering me, and I'm, or you had to hear that here, but that's my story, sad but true. Don't judge me.
And that is how you become a voice actor.
Leave it. All right. Now that you guys know this panel, it's your turn to ask some questions.
Yay!
Questions like that. Question.
Pick somebody.
Well done.
Oh yeah. Oh look, we have a sniper. Who has a question?
What's a good one?
Make sure it's a good one.
I'll see you next fall. Okay, now the bad jokes start. Okay.
starting with.
Get up.
Stand up.
Well, I guess starting with thing of dark humor and such. What anime would you not want to show your parents? This is for- That was either direct or voiced.
I feel bad because my parents, I'm from Orlando, Florida, so to visit me, my parent actually is here. Yeah. To this day, she doesn't know about Kiss and Not Me. It's just one of those things she wouldn't get it. You guys get it.
Yes.
Right? Thank you. That Tokyo Ghoul is just bloody and gory.
Awesome.
And awesome, yes. Alright, sorry.
So, like, I get my sense of humor from my parents. So there's not a lot I wouldn't show them. In fact, when I was writing Painting and Stocking, a lot of the jokes I wrote, I sent to them. I enjoyed that. Like, I texted my dad, and I can say this. I was like, hey Dad, I just wrote this joke for Painting and Stocking. It is, you keep talking, but all I hear is syphilis. And my dad replied, I think your mother and I are too old to catch that. So, not a lot. Now, I would say, like, orange would be hard for my mom.
For very different reasons.
Because she has a hard time with sad things, emotional things, or anything that doesn't have a happy ending. So that, like, crude jokes, dark humor, blood, guts, whatever, she's down. But anything that might make her have a sad feeling, she doesn't want.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like show my mother anything, because she wouldn't get any of it. I tried back in the day, like, to show her an anime. It was Holic, and I was like, I think you'll really like this. It's really cool. It's cute. It's fun, and it's kind of in the vein of sort of stuff she would watch in live action. But she had no idea what she was looking at. Is that a face? God, it's like trying to explain cave art to someone. There's no concept like what art is, and so I was like, yeah, but I'm like, yeah. So I have to explain to her. She's like, what's that thing on his neck? I'm like, that's the shadow of his chin. It's the light. She's like, the light is so I could show her anything, like the dirtiest thing, and she'd be like, cool, it looks beautiful. I have no idea what it is.
I'm just thinking of the times that when I was young, my Oma and I would sit down and watch hentai together. I don't let myself watch most of the stuff I do. It's like, no, I don't want to understand this. That's a world that I do not wish to explore. That is that ogre got so many tentacles. I actually did a legitimate thing called Ogre Slayer many years ago. And I was like, dude, you know what? Wow. I'm like, it takes a lot to, what? Decodifying the basic tenets of Newtonian physics that cannot be done, and be like, oh, Japan, why?
Especially yaoi.
Yeah, the first time I discovered this, I was doing when I started doing anime conventions, and this was when Gundam Wing was pretty big. And so, I was thinking, people bring up things, somebody brought me some artwork. Just have to be like, what do you think of 1 + 2? And I'm going, I think that's 3. And I'm like, it's a voice actor, it's very old, a lovely piece of art, but that's how
He's upside down.
Yeah. Hard to tell, so that's why they call it yaoi. And it's always very beautiful. There's always like steam clouds, and it's very romantic. It's never like a prison yaoi, is it? It was pretty! Don't judge me.
Well, we have lost control of this panel, guys. Officially lost control.
For the love of God, somebody rein us in.
I don't follow a lot of anime, number one. It's no offense to the anime convention that I'm
You son He's a winner!
I don't know if I can pull my parents away from Fox News enough to watch anything else.
Oh my God, please show them anime.
I'll take recommendations.
You're like spirited away. I remember being scared out of my mind, like when her parents turned into pigs.
Oh, my parents love anything that I'm in. It's adorable. Another question.
Someone pick. I'll just run over.
The Mad Hatter here has been so upset.
They need money.
Of course I'm upset. I'm sitting by this word clean over here. Alright, this is a 2-part question.
Love that.
It's for a certain senpai. Is there going to be a second season? Hyo senpai?
You're asking the actor if there's going to be
No, I'm asking the one with
I'd like to take this one and throw an answer out.
So, you're asking me whether or not there's going to be a season 2 of Ouran Host Club. Okay, so this is really exciting. No, never. Stop asking. It's been like 15 years. And wait much longer, it's going to be Ouran High School nursing home. Everybody's like, hey, remember that time when I could drink tea?
It's like, it is the worst, like, I love that show so much, and for years we've been chomping, everyone that's worked on it has been chomping the bit for a sequel, but I don't think, man, every year, it's like, I just heard it's official, it's always a lie. So never believe it, never. I will believe it when I'm in the booth recording it, and I'm gonna be like, is this real? Is this real? Or is this a joke? I've been hurt way too many times. But also, when it comes to stuff like that, actors don't know. We don't know. It'll last
ask people to know. You often know before we do.
You could have told Vic to stop spraying the ice. That's what he did last year.
That's what Vic is. Don't you tell us. Just tell us.
I wonder why you were dressing up as Scott on YouTube. The second part is, are you going to be a Tommy Kissy as Tony?
Comic Sonic Kids?
Yes, that. I can get the word.
Maybe not. Informative question for everyone. Thank you.
Let's go to the back.
Let's go to the back.
All the way in the back. Might have to meet me.
Just pick someone who doesn't have their hand up. We've been asked a question.
What do we got? I'm assuming you're making eye contact with Micah. Come see me. Otherwise, I think someone's going to trip over this.
Yes. You.
Oh, yeah, magical. Come right here.
So I'm sure that all of you have had roles that you really love and got really engrossed in. But on the other side, I'm sure that there were also roles that you really couldn't get engaged and it was just for the money mostly. What?
I'm a qualified prostitute. I don't make sounds for money.
So my question is, what are the characteristics that make it something that you can really make it a labor of love versus the ones where you're just there for the paycheck?
Bro, you really turned that question around.
I'm going to answer this, and I think I'm going to speak for everyone on the panel, but feel free to jump in and tell me, no, go to hell, Tatum, you're wrong. But, okay. So we're actors, and our job is to be in love with whatever we're doing. There are many times that I and all of us have played characters that we feel this is a show that we are not an audience for, but that doesn't matter. Your job as an actor is to bring life to that character, whoever they are, and it's a pleasure. The more unlike you they are, or they seem to be, the more of a pleasure it is to kind of explore your range. So I don't think any of us have ever played a character that we couldn't get into. There are off days. You have off days where you're like, man, I'm tired, or I'm not feeling well, or whatever, so it's more of a struggle, but not because you don't love the character, just because maybe you're mentally not there, and you just trust the director and the material to. But I mean, the way I look at it is this, what we do is really cool and super fun. No one does it for the money, because there's no money in it. Just not reliable money anyway, because it's too sporadic. But it's a fun job. It's a really cool job to get to tell someone else's story. That's the actor's, kind of duty. But, and there's so many people that would love to do it that will never ever get the chance. And what kind of a jerk would I be if I was like, oh, I hate this, man, I hate this job. Then that's a failure of my own imagination, and I'm in the wrong business. So I have never been a character that I didn't relate to on some level. And if I couldn't, I had to be honest and be like, I shouldn't be the one to do this to another actor. I don't believe in taking work from you.
I gotta slave away. They can take that wheelbarrow full of money and get it home. I tell you, this is right on fire.
Someone pay me.
You pick. You're the one with mine.
Just throw it on their shoulder, whoever it is.
We haven't really done this side of it yet. That's exciting. Phone down.
Is there any animated shows, movies, whether it be anime or just regular animation, that scarred you as a kid?
So you think we're here doing what we do? Some stars can never be filled.
Can it be live action as well? Can we live action stuff, or does it have to be?
Go ahead, yeah. Live action with animation, there's plenty of it.
I guess there's a few of us that maybe are a little older that there wasn't a whole lot of animated shows from. But, I think that's Eraser can be scarring for numbers of reasons. But for me, the Dark Crystal. Pretty intense.
The rough, actually, Lord of the Rings movies are pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
But like a car wreck, I couldn't stop looking at it.
Tear our eyes away from rotoscoping.
There's a line, it doesn't count because it's live action, but Return to Oz, the live action. Rhea has got some terrifying things. I'm like, why did you let your kids watch this? Thank you. Right.
I was a huge Tim Burton fan, so even like his shorts, like Vincent, even though you look at it and you're like, that's kind of messed up for a kid to watch, but God, I could just watch it on repeat. I loved it so much. It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, there's a fine line between scarring and life-changing experiences. And I remember watching the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. That's when I discovered what it was like to be really high. But I wasn't. But what did I do? I can hear the color orange. It tastes like 9. Something went big.
Or do you guys remember Disney's Fantasia, Night on Ball?
That's an animator's dream.
Yeah, but it was like, as a child, like, I didn't register until later. I was like, that was pretty, like, mature for me to watch as a kid. All the demons, like, around the mountain.
Yes, I remember they showed that in my school. I was in 2nd grade, and I turned to my buddy. I was like, "What's that all about?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that's what happens. You go to hell. The devil, he cooks you and eats you." And I went home crying to my grandmother. I'm like, "What's in hell? What the hell are you cooking for me?" Like, so I had to-
Maybe, we don't know.
So my grandma
I see
said,
every frame of that sequence, specifically that sequence. I remember I was really small and to the theater with my grandma, and there was also the scene with the centaur girls that actually weren't wearing any.
that was not scarring. That was like, well.
So fun nerd fact about the Night on Bald Mountain sequence is like, I grew up thinking that was like the devil. It's not. It's actually the Eastern European god of the gatekeeper to the afterlife, Tirado, who is like a dark, sinister figure who's like, "You're dead, come with me." Like they don't have a very happy view of the afterlife in those older pagan cultures in that part of Europe. So it's Tirado. Just fun to say, Tirado. My next dog is going to be named Tirado.
That also sparked a real fascination and appreciation for a lot of some of the more sort of variant forms of classical music for me. So it's like that and the soundtrack of every single Warner Brothers cartoon ever made.
The like claymation from the 90s, anything really weird out there.
Like the California Raisins?
Yes! That's exactly what I was
Now that we're all going through our scarring experience,
Now we're all.
Pretty healthy for everybody, sure. Someone take a question. You guys pick. I'm just standing here.
Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, the guy with the hat that looks like Indiana Jones is the one who turned around. Yeah, I thought. That's why. That's why it stands out. Sorry.
Wait, why did I have to use that?
Oh, right.
How do you like things? Let's say you go into a pit, it's empty. You get locked on the inside. And you end up getting stuck with a character that you voice. Who you have previously voiced. Who is the last character you want to be stuck in a room with that?
I'd like to, for a moment, just be really clear on what it's like inside my mind. Because you just described a day in the life. If you can find some way to open the portal and let them free, please let me know.
Was somebody Satan yesterday? Like, wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, but that's a daily occurrence. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, if I got locked in a room with Chester from Fairly Odd Parents, I'd probably.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, you want to come visit me in my trailer? My trailer? Yeah, I have a dirt pile in there. Put the dirt pile and I'm getting the dirt out of my teeth. Hey, my dad says I can drink anything that falls off of his lap if I fall asleep. Come on!
I want to be stuck with Siyama from Tokyo Ghoul. It's kind of a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation because he's either going to eat me, and I don't want to be eaten by him, or he's not going to eat me, and I'm going to be really self-conscious about what's wrong with me.
I will say Junko.
Yeah.
Because she will yas queen me until I just. I can only hear it so many times. Yas queen. It's his fault.
It's my fault. I take full responsibility for it.
There was a show I was in called Dies Irae with neo-Nazis, and I play this crazy sorceress, Maria Schweigerin, who she like enjoys, like she's like, I'm gonna seduce you and then completely rip up your body into a million pieces. So she'd be like, I'm gonna be your best friend, girl. Let's be best friends. Let me cut you up into a million pieces. I feel a little scared to be in a room with her.
What? I don't know. I have a panel after this. It's just me, so ask the question again later, I guess.
Oh, it'd probably be Takizawa in Tokyo Ghoul because he beat me to a pulp, but also be talking about food. So on one hand, yay food. On the other hand, I'm dead. And there can be no enjoyment.
That's a false equivalent.
He also has better teeth than I do.
Can you get Tropico's show? Because 10 years on Dragon Ball Z is basically if you're trapped in the room with that show and anything that beeps 3 times, you continue to spend eternity screaming until your head explodes. Because there's no warning. We don't get the scripts in minutes, and we be like, oh, okay, there's an epic big power up, cool. So it'll be like, beep, beep, beep. That is eternity. Just that, It's the human head. Oh, it's the way he's approaching.
This is the waffles from paycheck.
I'm stepping back and cringing now. I got a question.
Alright, but anyway, this is kind of inspired by Science Gate. So since there's Xiaolin Showdown, the alter ego, what would your alter ego's name be?
John. Another also really boring name.
I don't know, my alter ego.
God, I don't know. Now there's a lot of pressure. John, but spelled with like runes. Just like me.
It would be Jamie Marchi.
Jaime Mariachi.
I have had someone call me mariachi before, and I was like, really? I'm like, we're missing some letters.
I've got, instead of Tirado, tornado. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be announcing this. I do, because there are roles that I wouldn't do, but also I need to pay rent, and rent doesn't care where the money comes from. So I do have an alias. Yes, my alias has a full-blown persona, Twitter, everything. And she is kind of my alter ego, and I actually really, really love her.
She fights crime.
What?
She fights crime.
I think she creates crime.
Also with
Tell us more about this alter ego of yours. This is very interesting.
She's pretty badass. I kind of like, there are days where I'm like,
sorry, what was her
Can
name?
you say badass when you say badass?
yeah.
You said it, get tornado.
For me to know and you guys to not find out.
They will know
Slash,
by 5
put
o'clock.
all over the internet.
Tweet your answers.
I did consider once legally changing my name to an asterisk. It's pronounced.
So whenever you would hear a pregnant pause, you would know someone was calling you. Every time there's a moment of silence, you're like, yes.
Yes. My moment.
Someone say my name.
Since I relocated from Los Angeles to Nashville, Tennessee, and I felt, reinvented myself, life transformation, and all my friends, not all my friends, some friends were too lazy to say my whole name, would call me Mars, so I kind of adopted that as my alter ego. So y'all can call me Mars if you want. That's how you kill conversation. Sorry.
Call me Mars. Wait, what?
Great answer. You're just saying his name. Yeah.
Now they're shouting.
All right. There's one right there with a plaid shirt on.
Plaid shirt is nice.
That's my shirt from you. Sorry, everyone in the back. I feel like if you want, you should come forward so she can get to you fast.
Yeah, I mean, the cord does go that long, but someone will absolutely trip and die.
Oh, no, I don't want I don't want you to die. Don't die.
Oh, no, it won't be me, it'll be someone else. I'll probably really have to laugh.
She's that confident. It's okay. Hi! Nice to see you again, Scott.
Good to see you again.
Oh, by the way, Micah, I do say you are one hell of an actor.
What? That was a compliment.
I hope you win an Emmy.
Like that.
Sorry.
This is a little bit of a quick two-parter. Yes. I know you don't like accents either, so it's okay. I won't be an English accent. But, Jason!
I'm here.
Call him Mars.
Mars is
Jeez, I'm sorry, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you.
You were part of my childhood too.
Yay!
Yeah, I
You
actually.
turned out great.
Yeah. I remember I got into your voice actually from Spirited Away and from Xiaolin Showdown when you played Chase Young.
Yeah.
What was it like going into the audition as Chase Young? He's my favorite villain from that show. And also with Michael, how was it like dealing with Angry Grandma with C.VA on that one video?
Should we answer at the same time?
To hell with her.
Makes it succinct. Now you can actually answer.
Fortunately, this doesn't happen a lot, but that was one of those roles they just gave me, and they called me in, and I didn't have to audition for it. Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're just that good.
I'm that good. I mean, I'm not like good, but.
None of us are.
Can I pick the next one?
I got a question, yes.
Because there's orange hair over here, and I swear, like, I can sense that it's like a DBZ. Your head's going to explode if you don't get to answer. So please, in the sake of preventing aneurysms, embolisms, and other isms.
I have a question for Jason.
I'm here.
Okay, you're in Hocus Pocus, right?
That's right. You're not a virgin, are you? You don't have to answer that question. That's the question. You can't do any of that life in a candle. You understand? All hell will break loose, and I just want to make sure you make sure that you cash in that V-card before Halloween.
You know what? We're going to do that later.
Okay, we all know Sean Murray plays Binks in the beginning, like the human. I just wanted to know why you were chosen to play the cat. I love you as the cat, but I just wanted to know why there was like a voice change, because I never understood that.
Well, when you're making movies, there's a committee involved, and all things change all the time. And Sean Murray was cast as Thackeray Binks as the human and the voice. And they did a knockout job. And they shot the movie, they finished it, and they cut it together. And Sean's natural voice is kind of like, it's kind of valley, He grew up in the valley, makes sense. But they're like, Binks is supposed to be this 300-year-old cat from colonial Salem. It should have like an old world sort of sound. So they had an audition process. I did audition for this. And and then they cast me, and then I not only had to loop Binks's voice, but I had to go back and do Sean's as well to keep it keep it consistent. But it was nothing against him personally. It's just one of those creative decisions that was made.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wear the Vixen shirt?
Yes.
So you watch the show a lot?
Yes.
You know the character Tall Boy on that show?
Yes.
You know who plays him? Take off the hat and put the beard back on. The de facto leader of the Southside Circle sitting right here. Over my dead body. No, I quit the show. They were not nice people. Oh, yes.
What's the name of the show? Who were the
Riverdale.
people? I missed that.
Riverdale, it's like the Archie people, but darker.
Dark.
At least it was.
Pick someone in the back. I'm all the way back here.
Deep in center field.
Underrated show.
Oh, hi, no one got me, no one got me.
I've met most of you already. So, Jason, can you finally fold Micah's shirt?
With 3.45 seconds. And that's Mr. Finity.
From the Russian show. You are going to be just fine.
Blue what?
Here in this row.
Oh, yeah.
He is that. He is that. Sorry. Yeah, all hats. All hats. My question. Oh, it's reading. Oh, God. Okay.
Do it again. So we have the first time.
So just yell.
This one's for. Oh my God, my head.
You can point.
This one's for Tatum and Marchi.
Okay. Last name usage.
Trouble now.
Every time you pause, you're calling my name.
Tatum and Marchi, as you two have done script adaptations, I know a lot of people give you guys a lot of tend to shall I say, screen their issues on social media about changes.
What are you talking about? That never happened.
No, I agree.
Oh, you mean like death threats? Yes.
Yeah. How do you deal with that exactly?
Yeah. For shows I didn't write, and then I didn't direct, and then I didn't even say lines.
You were, in my mind, you were like some of the best writers at Funimation. Like, it feels like take advantage, pick their brains. The fact that you are like adapting time travel explanations is crazy in itself. And then like I hear nothing but like people gushing over every script that you've done.
Thank you.
Like, guys, these are like creme de la creme because not, as you guys know, not every script is the best.
Yeah.
And also, I really don't mind the performances just come out really well in those scripts.
Thank you. Well, that's the goal, right? We're writing for actors to give
And
them
also,
the ability to do their job.
Tatum, I recently found out about your videos with C-Dog VA. They are hilarious.
C-Dog, Connor is really funny.
You guys sound so.
But yeah, when it comes to like the thing about like people's opinions online, like when you're in any kind of business where you're in the public eye in whatever quarter of it, like there's always going to be people that hate you, and you just have to like. Pardon me for dropping the F-bomb, but my philosophy when people like that, like, I hate what you do, I'm like, fine, fuck off. I hate it, I don't care. Like, if you can send me a death threat, then I'm like, all right, now, it's personal. But, I mean, most of the time people are like, I just hated that. I'm like, okay, cool, that's awesome, you're not my audience. And that's, I mean, you just kind of learn to do it. And also, like, whenever it got me down, I would just cash my paycheck.
It's basically pick and choose your battles.
But also we get a lot of love from actors that are, like the people, we also know that people that really like our stuff aren't very vocal about it because they don't think about the writers. The writers should be rather invisible because it should be the performances you remember, and hopefully our scripts help the actor get there. But they don't think about this behind the scenes people, the engineers, the writers, the directors. They think about the people that are front and center. That's just how they're the most visible. So there are people that hate stuff because they're just going to hate anything you do. You can't win, and there's no point trying to please them because they're just jerks.
And I have a particular type of person on the internet. I don't want to call them like mom's basement dwellers, but they're like mom's basement dwellers. and they came. You're different.
Hashtag not all mom's basement.
All mom's basement dwellers' lives matter. This particular group of people really don't like me because I'm a woman and I have a strong voice, and that, I think, as women is a plight we deal with forever. I have been told by a studio to be kinder when defending myself against some major hate. No man has ever been told to be kinder online. But as a woman, we're kind of held to these different standards, and even so much as the hate that comes online, people will tell Michael, I don't like it, or these things. They don't call him active names and tell him to kill himself and and have a concerted effort to destroy him online, whereas I have that from these people. For, again, a line I didn't write in a show I wasn't even in, and I didn't direct it. There were all men involved. One woman was editing, and I got hate. So, in those situations, you have to make a decision, I think. For me, I guess I had to make this decision of who I want to be. And I have a voice. I think this platform, as voice actors, we have the opportunity to take a stand where some people wouldn't. And for me to say, you know what, this isn't easy, but screw those people. I'm better than them, I'm stronger than them, and I'm not letting them take me down no matter what they say. Come at me, bro. I have a voice, and they're giving me power to use it. So what do you do?
Yeah,
girl.
Philosophy doesn't start with an F.
Should we just do quick and make
Let's do lightning round. Every single hand that needs question and in the air. Shoot one. These hands are now locked.
Nothing to you anymore.
Any hand that one word or less around. Fast answers, fast questions.
You with the finger that slopes. Right there. Yes.
Go. Don't hesitate, ask. That's my voice.
Yell out your favorite line.
Oh my God.
What is it now, Jeannie?
Waffles or pancakes?
What kind of choose?
Pancakes.
Waffles.
Pancakes, what kind of waffle line? Wait, those are waffles. Never mind.
Can't have both.
Yes.
Scott, longest you have made to scream for your life on Dragon Ball.
It started, and it's actually, you can still hear it echoing through the air.
You standing up in the door.
Is it Chris? Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Aspect of the process that you think should be more noticeable.
The part
Writing.
said that these are fast answers and fast questions.
Sound engineering.
Yes, sound engineering. Yeah, sound. Oh, they are the unsung
They're the
heroes.
costumers.
Mixing.
They make the
Time.
Yeah. In the back, red shirt.
What's your least favorite line?
Hawaiian shirt. Yes.
Choose a show from your childhood you have to rewrite.
Pardon me?
Choose a show from your childhood you want to rewrite.
All of them. No, they were all perfect. That's why they're shows from my childhood.
That's right. That's true.
That's why I'm here.
Agreed.
There's a lot that I want to work on, like all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not to improve, just to
Jacket with the one look. two gloves. I just
Your
saw
panel is the Survivor Island. Vote someone off.
I would risk cancellation and keep everybody.
Also, now the bad jokes start. Glasses. Yes.
Favorite kind of dogs? Mine!
French bulldog.
Boston Terrier.
Sammy.
Corky bus.
Goofy.
I like Frenchies as well, because I want to use them as little tiny bowling balls.
I love it. Pink sleep.
Choice of animal as the psychic to fight alongside with you in the zombie apocalypse.
Michael Tatum.
Marchi.
We would die so fast. We'd be like, is this a ghost? And it would be like, no, I'm a zombie. And we'd be like, oh, we're dead. Okay, sorry.
Give me your loudest Hyomi and Kyoma.
My loudest Kyoma?
Is that Hyomi?
I gotta do this for another 4 days. Please don't make me write that voice.
I love you.
Your voice.
All right. Yes, ready. Sure.
Yes. Favorite pie?
Favorite pie?
Yes.
Moon.
Brownie pies are a thing. I'm a cake girl and I still can't have balloons, so
It's a lie.
Broccoli pie. You don't know.
Yes, in the back, yes.
Why can Goofy talk and not Pluto?
The moment where you get to see this character as he really is. There's no bullshit about him anymore. He is devastated, he is crying, and it's real. Even talking about it, I get goosebumps because it was a really turning point for me as an actor in the booth. Because when I wrote the scene, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so hard to do when it comes time to record it, because this is gonna be crazy. I've never had a character this real before, this close to just who I am as a person. And I went in the booth and I had to record that scene, and I lost it. I lost my mind. I had a complete breakdown and cried, said the lines through the breakdown, he's not a professional, and then had to walk out the booth and just I had to go splash water on my face and walk around sobbing like an idiot, over at through Funimation. And then I came back in the booth and the director was like, good news, that worked. So if we don't want to do it again, we can just keep it with it. I'm like, keep it, I'm not ever doing it. And so I still can't